Welcome Disc Golf World, my name is Kevin Jones, and joining me today is a special guest. His name is Thomas Gilbert. How you doing, Thomas?
Doing great, Kev. Excited to watch this round of disc golf.
Yeah, man. Thomas is a teammate of mine, and I gotta say, he is the first Canadian that I've ever done commentary with, so looking forward to it.
Nice, yeah. Always enjoy adding the Canadian commentary. Be a little insight from
man.
Up north.
Representing. I love it. Here's our card for today. This is your 2021 Vintage Open, sponsored by Dynamic Discs. We have Gregg Barsby, Ricky Wysocki, Kevin Jones, and Joel Freeman.
Yeah, two previous champions on this card. You previous champ, Kev?
I am not. I've never won this event, but this is Russellville, Arkansas, home of your Arkansas Tech Wonder Boys.
Oh, yeah.
As well as Golden Suns, because the girls have a different mascot. So
nice.
There's you some local information. But hole 1 is an awesome starting hole. It's a bomb at 495 feet. There is an OB creek that runs out there, probably about 450, I'd say. And if you want to birdie the hole, you're going to need to clear that creek.
Yeah, we also had a really strong headwind today. It was pretty crazy, probably about 20 to 25 miles an hour when it was gusting up.
Yes.
These guys, it was kind of a decision maker off the tee, at least for myself, to kind of lay up short of that 450 creek.
Yeah, today we're going to see way more layups as opposed to going for it just because of this headwind. Also, be prepared because this is going to be a rowdy round with all the wind that we're experiencing on these hills. It's going to be a tough one.
Absolutely. And there's Ricky, already feeling the energy from the crowd. He thrives off that, and looks like he's got maybe a Halo Destroyer.
Yeah, this is the destroyer that he reaches for in huge headwinds, something he knows he can trust.
Really overstable run this year. He looks like he's going for it, Kev.
He is absolutely going for the pin here.
Oh my goodness. That I didn't think that was possible in today's headwind.
Yeah, I mean, he's literally showing these spectators something that they probably have never seen before on their local course. This is something that just, honestly, it doesn't happen unless you've got the utmost elite power, which Ricky Wysocki has.
Absolutely. And this awesome slow-mo shot here by GK, getting the whole entire flight all the way into side circle.
That is crazy, actually. Who would have expected somebody to park this hole anyways?
Yeah.
So shout out to Gabe there for getting that slow-mo.
Third of a tee from Greenwood, Arkansas, Kevin Jones.
Here we got yourself, Kevin Jones, local boy. Feel the love from the crowd there.
Yep. This is a course I've put many hours on. It's definitely sculpted me as a player. Not quite the exact layout I played all the time, but very similar. This is my green D1. This is my exact equivalent of Ricky's disc. Oh, man.
Oh, just filtered in that creek there.
Yeah, it was just a touch short. I honestly thought I cleared it, but that headwind was too much for me.
Your 2018 Vintage Open champion, Joel Freeman.
And here we got Joel Freeman, Colorado native. He has a very interesting game, but it suits well for this course. He played very well here the first time I played this tournament, and let's see what he's got here on hole 1.
Joel has won this event before in the past. So he is a heavy favorite coming into this. He's got electric pants today. I love it. It's hilarious because I have the exact shirt copy of him.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so we have, and we both bought them separately without knowing, so that's pretty funny.
That is.
It's a great, useful upshot there from Gregg. Getting a 3 on this hole, nothing wrong with that. You really don't want to start off with a 4, but it happens because this upshot's just a little touchy with this headwind that we're facing here.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm going overstable disc, maybe like an A2 into this green. Here looks like you're going to maybe do a jump putt, try to stick it close.
Yep.
Oh, and just sneak it right under the koozie there. And this is Ricky for his birdie. Unreal.
Yeah, one of the closest hyzers to ever reach the green here.
Absolutely. I think that was the only birdie on the day. Good job, Ricky Wysocki. That is an amazing 2 in these conditions. Equivalent to eagle.
Absolutely is. Nobody else is getting that, so stroke on everybody.
Joel just a little nervy in that headwind. Couldn't quite get it. Here's Gregg, hopefully to clean up for his par.
Yeah, no putts are going to be easy today. Even putts like that, Gregg doing nicely, shoving it real low. But even putts like that, we got huge wind here that could cause chain outs and just mess with you.
Here we got hole 2. It is 295 feet. Like I said before, this headwind makes this hole go from a gimme to a really difficult birdie. You got to play this wind, take an overstable disc out wide, but these skips are being amplified by this wind, getting carried usually to outside circle if you're not careful.
They sure are. One important thing to note about this hole is the fact that it slopes from right to left a little bit down, so discs are especially fast when you throw hyzers in on the right side.
Yeah, Ricky. Oh, got some nice love there by that tree. He knew that was heading a bit short left and got a good break there. He'll be inside circle putting for birdie.
Yes, it was. That would have skipped well outside of the circle into a very difficult putt, so good result. Gregg going eagle right here, and beautiful it looks.
Keeping it nice and low, so try to take that skip out of play, and he played that really, really well.
Gregg is very good at not overpowering shots in the wind, in heavy winds like this. He's able to focus and really focus on his angle like that. Perfect angle right there.
Yep, very well executed there by Gregg.
While myself, I'm going with a extremely overstable disc that I know is not going to flip at all and just sidearm it. I'm using the hill to my advantage here.
Very nice.
So much less skip will be in play for me.
Did you have to club up to a fairway there?
I went distance driver there, actually, so yeah.
Yeah, I know you had told me earlier in the week that A3 was your forehand disc of choice.
That's right.
Clubbing up to X1 possibly?
Exactly. That is my club up. If I was to need more distance, I would club up from A3 to a driver. Joel doing the exact perfect shot right there. Going to be dropping in a birdie.
Ricky just got that nose down, and that headwind just pushed it straight down into the cage. Let's see if make the adjustment here by Gregg. And you can see right there, that is not Gregg's comfortable style of putt, much more jabby, keeping it on level with the basket to cut through that wind.
Yeah, again, really focusing on his angle.
It's a tiny bit low there. Saw you kind of pop your shoulder forward. Is that to get a little more spin on the disc?
My right shoulder?
Yes.
Yeah, like that's actually been something that I've been focusing on. That's been helping my putt big time, is making sure that I turn my right shoulder towards the target in order to create a bigger pendulum.
Nice.
Didn't work that time. No excuses, though. Got to do better than that. Good stuff from Joel Freeman right there. It looks like a Firebird from him, and really uncharacteristic mix from Ricky, but that wind was crazy on his putt. Hole 3 is a very difficult par 4. This one measures in at 860 feet. Amazing drives are going to land right about here, or even a little bit left is probably better, but with this huge headwind that we're facing, this hole's pretty much going to play entirely different. Going high left into this green right here is usually a play, but probably not today.
And you also see occasionally people will go up this right side on the other side of the trees that Gregg went, but he's just going turnover, trying to play the safe shot away from the OB that's down the hill on the left. Looks like Joel is going the same way as Gregg. Got it. Nice and high, starting to flex out a little bit there. Anything kind of on top of this hillside is a pretty decent drive.
Yeah, it's such an interesting shot because it's so far uphill and there's such an intense headwind. You can find trouble if you were to let your disc hyzer out down the hill on the left side. There is OB over there. Ricky not messing with that at all. That's the great thing, is there's so much room on the right side of the fairway. So it's nice to take advantage of that.
Going with your more overstable?
It is a neutral stable. I was going to go
Okay.
flippy and just throw it on as big of a hyzer as possible, but the wind seemed too extreme for that, so I stepped up just a little bit. Not really what I'm looking for there. A much more right than what I would like.
Gregg going with that same distance driver, playing it pretty nicely.
That's a good shot there. Going to be looking up at the basket really easily for his 4, which is going to score nicely today. I mean, from this point, birdie is usually pretty much just out of play.
Yeah. This low line can sometimes do... Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Just like that.
I mean, that shot is incredible. There's really a lot of danger to it as well. I didn't mention that the trees on the left side of the fairway are also out of bounds. So it's a risky shot that paid off nicely for him right there.
Wow. Ricky having the luxury of going big hyzer up and around. That takes a lot of power and a lot of commitment, especially in this wind.
I think it's a great play, though, as I'm doing the same thing here. Needs to get down a little bit. We're pretty much sacrificing a park job here for just a nice 40-footer maybe.
Yeah, definitely the play here, especially in this wind. Just give yourself a putt, and that's usually doing pretty well in this hole. Ooh, Gregg with a very nice floaty bid there. That is a great shot.
Yeah, that's the Gregg Barsby special right there. Looks like a rhino. Ooh, some strange lift there from his putter. Keeping it up a little too high. Shouldn't be a problem from there, though.
You just from outside circle, just a little bit low. Didn't quite get up enough on that putt. And then here's Joel for his birdie putt. As he just clings out the top. Also, want to mention that this hole has been a par 5 in years past. So this really is a challenging par 4 for these players. Having putts at 3 is definitely doing something right.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This is actually playing as the hardest hole on the course. How many birdies do you think there were?
I would have to say 4 birdies.
There was only 1 birdie today.
Wow.
Believe it or not, Calvin Heimberg coming through with the birdie. I can imagine him throwing a similar shot as to what we saw Joel do. That's what I'm guessing he birdied it like. But either way, great job, man.
Yeah. And here we see the little leaderboard check-in. You can see Calvin Heimberg and Gavin Rathburn shooting hot so far in their rounds. And yeah, some magical stuff happened out there. We'll see how this lead card finishes up with these next holes.
Yeah, hole 4 is another extremely difficult hole. This hole is averaging at 3.8. So par 3 it is. It's 380 feet. It's a bender from the left to the right. There's a couple ways you can attack it. I'd say backhand turnover, sidearm with a lot of penetration, or maybe a backhand roller.
Yeah, I've seen that in the past. Definitely just something that penetrates.
Yeah. Important to note that the left side of the fairway is probably much more obscured and much more dense as opposed to the right side. So missing right is good. This is the line that you do want to see.
Yep, that's the gap. Just get a good skip up there. And that's going to look like a circle 2 putt, perhaps. That's really pretty much what you want on this hole.
Yeah, it is. It's one of those holes that can turn into a tricky 3 really quickly.
Get up higher, though.
I think this turnover play is the optimal play. I think it shapes the gap the best.
Yep.
But it's slightly risky because of the way that the disc is spinning. You could shoot off to the left.
Yeah,
Much
for sure.
easier. Ricky's got a T-bird right here. This is a disc he throws all over the course.
Oh, yeah. It looks like a little overturned there, but he got past that very first initial gap, so hopefully he'll have an easy sidearm up into the basket. And then you're going with your D2 here?
Yep, flippy D2. This is actually the ace disc from my slip ace.
Oh, that's awesome. Still getting its good use. And that looks laced. Oh, missed that tree. Oh, Kevin. Kevin.
Thank you. I love
Still
it.
doing magical things.
Yeah, that's a great shot. Honestly, getting that close with a sidearm just doesn't happen very often. Takes the right amount of grease.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that you use that understable disc to get that flip up through the gap. Push straight enough.
I think that helps make the gap a little bit bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go with a bunch of creative upshots for people trying to look for their par.
Oh boy. Oh boy. That'll work.
Joel probably a little higher than he intended out of his hand, but that's inside circle for par.
Great look at Gregg's putt from here. It's at 65 feet or so.
Oh my gosh. I thought he had it.
Oh, my goodness.
And you can tell by his reaction he thought he did too.
Kid me? Oh my gosh. What is happening?
Joel displaying some putting yips right now. Definitely just not feeling it. There it is.
You can see him taking his time there.
Yeah, those are great opportunities for you to really get a feel for your putt, and sometimes you can solve your problems on putts like that. Just putting it dead center, you get that feel back.
Again, great birdie by you. I can't imagine too many other birdies on the day.
When you order from Dynamic Discs, we do our best from start to finish. First, we receive your order from the website and print out the packing slip detailing the specific items you selected. Then, your order is pulled directly from the shelves, packed in a cardboard box to prevent bending during transit, and quickly on its way to you with free shipping. For every purchase online with Dynamic Discs, you'll receive rewards points so you can save on your next order. We'll work with you to make sure you get the exact disc you're looking for. For anything from Dynamic Discs, Latitude 64, or Westside Discs, head to dynamicdiscs.com.
Here we have hole 5, par 3, 255. This is a very uphill hole, and it has this little hill here at the end that's inside circle. The bottom of this hill here is maybe only 15, 20 feet, but it is severely uphill. Tons of rocks. Forehand down the left side's probably the typical play, but you can also throw some backhand straight at it. Oh, just has to get around that tree. That's the last one to get around before you're home free.
Yeah, what we're trying to do on this hole is scoot the disc up to that wall to about 15 feet. If you put it on top of the rocks here, that's pretty incredible. However you do that is up to you. There's backhand lines, there's outside flick lines. Gregg going up the middle with a flick, but just too low there.
Yeah, Ricky going with that overstable fairway. He doesn't like it. Can get some. Oh, nice little reaction there. Puts him, looks like right about circle's edge.
Nice flare that's hard to come by. There's a bunch of rocks in this fairway, so height control is pretty important. It's hard to trust one to skip up there for you.
Yeah, definitely some luck involved with the skip. Gregg throwing it nice and high here just to eliminate all that factor alone.
Yeah, that's what you want to do. What a nice upshot from Gregg, taking care of business. Yeah, he was reminding me of a time at the last vintage where he took a CTP from me on this hole. I put it real close, and he ended up putting it on the rocks.
Wow.
$100. He reminded me of it.
Maybe let's see if Joel can take that confidence from the last hole and not quite making the adjustment. That's going to roll down to around that 15-foot area.
Good confident bid, though. I mean, that was not an easy putt by any means.
And uncharacteristic miss by Rick.
Yep. Usually after a couple misses, he usually finds his sweet spot. So it's probably coming pretty soon. I would assume.
Yeah, and that's a good recovery putt there by Joel.
Yeah.
That's not an easy putt either, especially with his kind of low reach back.
Yeah, this wall could get in the way of that. Luckily, my disc it's got a little separation from the wall, so it's not blocking my stroke.
That's good.
That's one of those situations where you don't put a mini down and keep yourself just a little further away.
Exactly. Got to play the course smart.
Yep, and we're going to see a bunch of pars on this relatively easy hole. This hole was the 13th most difficult, averaged at 2.8 strokes. There were a bunch of birdies on it. And that's going to bring us to my favorite hole on the course, hole 6. This hole's averaging 3.8. Here we are. Such a beautiful hole to soak in. I mean, it's got to be in your dream 18 if you've played this course.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the difficulty of this gap, but then the beauty of the landscape around the basket is really breathtaking. I mean, this is such a cool shot to throw.
So this is my stable D2. We have some headwind, a little bit of right to left wind. This is a great looking shot. It's just coming in just a little too early to be like inside the circle.
Yeah, but that's still a really good result there. Anything kind of looking at the basket's a well-executed shot in this hole.
Yeah, we really want to hang it out far right because the left side is just dead, especially early left. That's a crepe myrtle right there that comes into play big time. Good that Gregg gets through there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do have a little bit of crosswind kind of coming over the hill from right to left, so that might be affecting these guys' shots a little bit.
Ricky going with a T-bird, and
Wow.
since it's a T-bird, it's not going to fade out quite as much.
Oh my goodness, another fantastic shot by Rick.
The highest level shot that you will see. Just a T-bird on this hole, 525 feet, just straight inside the circle. Joel with a great looking shot as well. It's coming in early though, but nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even hear it though, it's so far away.
Yeah, so far so good on this hole. Gregg with the most difficult approach though on the card. This is a touchy one. This is very relatable to the Masters greens that's going on right now. Round one just happened. Justin Rose killed it.
Oh, dude, he's winning by 4.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, Joel.
Joel, not what you want to see from him. He's trying to, he's got a good angle to go for it.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike me, who I'm just going really far downhill here, and there's a right to left wind.
Yeah, that's not a putt you really want to mess with.
I wanted it so bad, but I'm super happy that I made the right decision there.
That's good.
Now this one is what Joel's left with, not what he wants to be left with.
No. And yeah, he's having a bit of off day with the putter. Not quite feeling it. But here's where Gregg's touchy approach landed himself. And a very nice putt. That is still very scary. 25-footer looking straight down the hill. And what a birdie from Ricky Wysocki. That is one of 4 birdies on the day. You also have Gavin Rathbard, Jared Stoll, and myself getting the birdie here.
Wow, 4 crazy birdies. What did you throw on this one, Thomas?
I threw stable D2, same as you.
D2. Nice,
Yep.
nice. Did you swing it out pretty far to the right?
Yeah,
Wider than those ones?
I thought it was going to hit the tree that's kind of straight and then just hooked up in front of it.
Awesome. It's crazy how much ground play you can have out there when you really swing it out there. That's going to bring us to hole 7, another epic hole. 345 feet, really plays about 400 feet because it's going so far uphill. Shout out to the Disc Barn, thediscbarn.com. Thank you guys for all the support. Go check them out. Now that needs to simmer down. This is super sloped. And
Yeah.
it does. It gets out of control and goes down to about 50, 45 feet.
Yeah, this is a really touchy shot. You have to play it high on the hill so it can kind of get that skip down into the circle. Really, really slanted green here, as you guys can see. That I like that. If it misses that tree, now it's just that ground play.
Oh my goodness. All right.
Yeah,
Awesome.
there we go on the dance floor.
Yeah, just from the tee box, I was really thinking I was going to be on the back side of the circle. This is one of those moments where it's great to see the action of the disc there.
Sure, definitely like a learning tool for future rounds, and also just to solve that curious mind that we all have as disc golfers.
Yeah, man.
Go.
Good looking shot from Gregg. I mean, this is a super power hyzer here. It takes some brute force to get it up the hill.
Definitely, definitely. It's very common to leave this drive short, usually around circle's edge or so. Even Joel just pushing it barely too wide and catching that tree.
Yeah, he threw a really similar line to myself, just a foot or two more wide. That's going to cost him at least a birdie chance. This is to recover for par.
Wow.
Nice. Green being pretty friendly for him. Really rocky green, so you never really know what can happen there, but usually they stick pretty good.
Oh, wow. And there you see a little bit of raptor legs up the hill. That is a Wysocki putt if I've ever seen it.
No doubt about it. See him have it to hang it up so far above the basket and letting the wind just take it down into it. It's a perfect read.
Oh,
Gregg has been all over these outside of the circle putts.
he really has been. That can be difficult sometimes when you're having all these looks and hitting a bunch of metal. Ooh, nice putt there by you.
Thank you, man.
Great birdie to pick up here. This is not an easy one at all. But yeah, that can get on you sometimes. I can definitely relate to Gregg having a little bit of struggle there from circle 2. Good cleanup though for the par. Those are still putts you have to think about in this kind of wind. Joel, after his well thrown upshot, gets the par.
Moving on to hole 8. This is going to be a relatively easy hole compared to the holes that we've been playing recently. This is a downhill hole with a couple options. You've got sidearm around the left side, or maybe flex route, or even a wide hyzer plays. This is the most popular play, though, that we're going to see from Ricky.
Yep.
And
Wow.
can you believe the action
What did that
there?
hit?
It literally got stuck under a root, like an arch
Oh,
root.
just got stuck.
Just
Oh,
pinned
wow.
it right
That's-
under the root.
That's crazy.
Bad break, but still just around circle's edge for him.
Ooh, oh my gosh.
That looked great from the tee
Yeah.
box, but I'm very happy about that shot.
For sure. That looked like it almost skipped in off the path.
Yeah, it looked so close.
Oh.
Just inside from Gregg. If he's just a little wider there, though, that shot's working out really nicely. One of the things to note about this hole is if you come in early with a sidearm, the ground really filters it right towards the basket. So it's better to miss short than long. Kind of like I missed long there. Joel missing, just didn't seem to have quite enough power, but circle's edge.
Yeah, he went with that flex play, so it's going to kind of stall more towards the end instead of kind of skipping down the hill.
That's right.
Gregg, ooh, giving it a nice run there from probably about 80 or 90 feet. And Joel left with this little window here.
Just off from Joel. Just being faced with so many difficult putts, one after another. He'll find one eventually.
Ricky, after getting the no ground reaction. Oh, and man, You can really see the frustration there with Ricky. Those are putts that he is not used to missing, and I think he'll use that to kind of dial it in.
Another miss for me. Not going to be good. But, yeah, as you were talking about Ricky, I mean, he thrives from putting. So when his putting's off, that's pretty much the only time you're going to see him really annoyed with himself. He expects to be perfect with it.
See him even looking down his prayer like, why did you fail me?
Do I need to change you out or?
Yeah.
Yeah, but missed opportunities from us both there, and Joel as well. That's going to bring us to the final hole of the front 9. This hole has like a fishbowl of a fairway. It dips down at the beginning of the shot and then back up late right before the circle. So most common play that you're going to see here is a backhand fairway driver because there is a ceiling involved, so you kind of have to have something low with some good force. Getting a mid-range there would be impressive, but we also have a tailwind right here.
Ricky going, I think another T-bird 3.
Yep.
Oh, giving it a little bit of a run, but wow, that's going to scoot way outside circle long, bumping into the next card.
Yeah, it's amazing how sometimes, like if he was just a little bit lower, he could have been 30 feet short, but instead he cruised by 40 long.
You are going the flip-up play.
Yeah, going F5 fairway driver here with a fan grip.
Looks like inside circle there.
Just inside the circle with the right to left wind.
Nice. Gregg looking like another fairway driver here. Playing that hyzer flip to turn. Stabling a little early.
But the distance is good. Distance is really important because otherwise you're going to be down in the fishbowl, and that's going to be a tough putt regardless. But he filtered just about to where I got to. Very similar putt.
Well, trying to play the flex, but doesn't quite get over on it enough. He's in a similar spot.
The exact same spot. We're all going to be putting within 3 feet of each other pretty much. And difficult comeback putt. It's a comeback putt from his tee shot, but straight into the headwind there. That tailwind just carried his drive much more than he thought.
There we go, Joel. That is a great putt. Hopefully build some confidence for him going into this back 9.
Yeah, I expect it to. We've got a right to left wind here, so just got to get the disc above the cage and let it cruise.
Very nice putt by you as well. And Gregg in about the same spot. Ooh, sneaking it over the rim.
That's it. Great that we all made that exact same putt. And, man, you're blowing my mind right now. Are you showing me that somebody aced this hole?
Yes. Aaron Gossage. Shout out to him, man. I was on hole 6's pad while it happened, and I was like, no way. That is an amazing ace. Congrats to him. 365-foot ace is always awesome.
That's wild. This hole is a picturesque ace. Such a good shot. I assume he threw a fairway driver.
I believe so. And that'll wrap it up for our front 9. Here we got the scores. Gregg 2, Rick 3, yourself at 2, and then Joel just with a little bit of putting woes up at 1 over.
For a front 9 score, honestly, not too bad. Yeah, I mean, plenty of room to make some moves. I mean, we're seeing the scores live as they happened in the round. Gavin Rathbun and Calvin already turning in 9 and 10 unders. Nico looking at 6. Luke Sampson 5. Couple more 5s. So, I mean, we're not too far off the pace right now.
Nope, some hot shooting. The back 9's very scoreable. So we'll see how you guys do then.
Yeah, come check out the back 9.